To start off One Punch Man, we have Piccolo on steroids, the incarnation of the planet rat created to bring an end to humanity in hopes to One Punch! 3, 2, 1, headshot! This introduces us to our main protagonist, Saitama, who 3 years ago was a failed businessman who had lost his will to live, to the point of casually chatting with monsters. Mr. Krabs on crack here lets him go and tries to clean this chin-headed brat instead. But Saitama wasn't having none of that and proceeds to fuck this nigga up in the most satisfying way possible. And after 3 years of intense training, he becomes Thanos, bald and OP. As he shops, this bodybuilder receives anime stories from his brother and proceeds to destroy the city. Saitama fucks with him, causing him to attend to his own brother before he returns home and contemplates on his unbearably boring situation of being OP, because it's kinda like playing creative mode in Minecraft. Boring after the first 5 minutes. The next day, as he's doing his chores, he's disrupted by this nuisance and... Meanwhile, the streets are empty due to a serious mosquito outbreak warning. But of course, some dumbasses exist even in this verse. But he gets what he fucking deserves. A painful death. That's when we're introduced to fresh edgelord cyborg Genos, who faces off the cause of this outbreak. Mosquito girl here. They clash and he manages to rip off her legs before she calls for her Sims and
empty all the delicious juices you carry into me.
See this, Annie? That's how you do it. All them juices raise her power level enough for her to toy with my nigga Genos. Seeing that he's about to take an L, he's about to solve the tracks when Saitama pulls through and disintegrating her in one hit. After seeing this nigga's massive balls, he makes a request to become his disciple, to which Saitama accidentally accepts. A few days later, Genos pulls through for them big balls lessons and have a discussion in which this nigga gives a long ass backstory. But Saitama is saved from the boredom by this rude bitch who gets They head out and face off 2 beasts on crack who end up getting decimated. They interrogate King Kong here, who ends up revealing the identity of his boss and creator, along with the location of their base. With that intel, they take a quick jog and arrive at the base, and Genos doesn't waste a second to blast it off the face of the earth. Turns out, most of the base was underground, so they go exploring. That's when they encounter the strongest beast, this insect-looking nigga, who smashes Genos before leading Saitama into their fighting chambers. They're about to throw hands when Genos, salty from being brushed off, starts throwing hands. He gets toyed with again and even given a quick afro as a bonus. Seeing what's happened to his homeboy, Saitama prepares to beat this crafty ass up. As they come face to face, Insect Boy senses Saitama's OPness and backs up before asking for the secret behind his strength. You really wanna know, little nigga? You gotta get off your lazy ass and get on that ground, motherfucker. No rest there, boy, just you, your banana, and calisthenics, nigga. This pisses the shit out of Insect Boy, who proceeds to power up and slap Saitama around. But Saitama eats all them blows cause they ain't shit to him, man. Before dipping to the supermarket for sales day. Next arc. The next morning, while preparing for the day, Saitama notices a bunch of anarchists fucking up shit in town, and is angered when he learns they stole his style, so he heads out to fuck some heads up. Before he can reach them, they encounter Sonic here, who proceeds to pop them heads off like some bobbleheads, before clashing with their leader and dropping him with a kunai. This bald nigga dips while Sonic is on the phone and runs into Saitama. He tries acting big but gets before dipping with his balls hanging. That's when Sonic catches up and tries slaying Saitama, failing both times. He then proceeds to blitzing around before launching a kick, to which Saitama replies with still in! Temporarily turning him into a girl. Sonic promises to enact vengeance one day before Saitama encourages him to and dips home. Salty from this lame back riding nigga taking credit for defeating the bodies, Saitama signs up for the hero license test along with his boy Genos. At the exam site, Saitama proceeds to outclass these beta male heroes wanna be so bad, he scares a bunch of them out of the test. The boys link up in the locker room and reveal their results, with Genos getting an easy 100, with Saitama hardly passing with 1 point over the passing grade. Genos ends up in class S, while Saitama is placed in class C. They head to a seminar in which the instructor gets mad at Saitama and tries throwing hands in the streets before getting crushed. Later on, fresh edgelord Genos and Saitama decide to spar. Genos then unleashes his mega giga super hyper incinerator beam, but Saitama pulls off an instant transmission and winds up for a 1 smack on the face before Thug walking off. A week later, Genos moves in and reveals to a chilling Saitama that as a Class C hero, he needs to solve at least a case a week or he'll be fired. With limited time, Saitama heads out and looks around town for any villain he can fuck up. He starts stressing since he can't find no one before encountering Sonic. He ain't got no time for this nigga, who proceeds to attack him before his sword. Wanting a fight, Sonic starts killing citizens, so Saitama him out. Let him meet his quota. We shift to Class A heroes Golden Ball and Spring Mustachio on a mission to annihilate a monster messing around in City Z. They encounter this seaweed nigga who swings Golden Boy around like a yo-yo before toying with Spring Mustachio. He gets cocky and attacks a passing by Saitama, making him end up as dinner. A while later, Genos receives a summon to the Hero Association where he meets Class S rank 3 hero Silverfang. He reveals that all Class S heroes were summoned to deal with a meteor, but only the two of them showed up. Genos heads out and prepares to take out the meteor with his big arms, but ends up getting interrupted by the newly arrived S-Class drone hero Metal Knight's missiles, which end up failing at destroying it. Seeing this, Genos goes all out and blasts out all his energy, to no avail. He accepts his impending death, but Saitama pulls through and shattering the meteor into bits that bring less destruction to the city. 3 days later, Genos reveals that they've risen in ranks due to the threat having been a dragon level threat, along with an explanation of all the ranks and what they signify, with tiger level being a threat to a large group of people, demon level being a threat to a city, dragon level being a threat to multiple cities, and God level being a threat to humankind as a whole. Having heard enough, Saitama heads out and finds out that he's blamed for the damage the city suffered. He lets them know that he doesn't give a fuck about what they think and links up with Genos before heading home. Next arc. Days later, a new threat brews, the Deep Sea Folk. As they terrorize citizens, Class A rank 11 hero Stinger pulls through, getting roughed up, taking out a few before Shin Shen Shun Shun and trash talks before getting stole by their leader, the Sea King, who then notices Class A hero Lightning Max and toys with him before being interrupted by Sonic and Class S hero Puri Prisoner, the Man-Cheek Driller. He steals the fuck out of this Bon Clay wannabe, but he's like, oh, he got me fucked up, and twists this nigga's jaw. He proceeds to power up, leaving his meat dangling, and launches a Gomu Gomu no Gatling gun. Fish Lips is like, that's all you got, and lands an uno, dos, tres, and flaunts his Gear Forto King Kong Gatling, launching this nigga to Mars. Being next in line, Sonic flaunts his speed, trash talking in the process. Unfortunately for him, the rain powers up this ugly nigga, pushing Sonic buck naked, forcing him to dip to get his weapons. With no hero in his way, Fish Lips crashes the evacuation shelter party, fucking up a few guards before Genos pulls through, ready to make some sushi. He lands a good hit in, then lets his guard down for a second, leading to him getting stole so hard he loses an arm. He orders the citizens to dip whilst he holds Fish Lips back, before clashing once more, landing sweet combos in the process. During the collision, he sacrifices himself to save some fathers, getting himself fucked up in the process. As he's about to be ended, Fish Lips is distracted by a riding nigga, but proceeds to play with him like a ragdoll. This nigga keeps getting up and is fooled by the crowd enough to land a super hyper. Oh, never mind, he gets swatted away. As shit seems hopeless, Saitama pulls through, and Fish Lips here signs his death warrant by
I like it, cut G.
pissing the shit out of Saitama, who proceeds to his soul in the rain to oblivion. With the threat taken care of, niggas start doubting the heroes who sacrifice themselves, causing Saitama to give them credit for everything, leaving Genos in awe. A while later, whilst going through their mail, Saitama finds a letter that announces that he's been promoted to Class B. The next arc begins with fire-breathing, missile-resistant dinosaur rampaging, causing Tatsumaki to be deployed. Annoyed at its weakness, she pulls off a Madara and drops a meteor on its ass, returning it to extinction. Meanwhile, as Silverfang is flexing his martial art to the boys, they are summoned to the Hero Association to an S-Class hero meeting. We get a quick panorama of each hero present before the meeting begins. It's revealed that the Asiya, Madame Shibabuwa, predicted trouble in the next 6 months, right before choking on a cough drop. That's when the building is bombarded by the Sky King, the most powerful birdman. Never mind, it's aliens. The next threat is an alien invasion. Saitama heads out and infiltrates the enemy ship, whilst the other S-Class heroes jump the grounded alien. He fucks up a bunch of fathers and causes a ruckus before catching the attention of Lord Boros, who prepares himself for his arrival. Back to the scrub field, the S-Class are looking for a way around the alien's regeneration capabilities, as direct physical attacks seem to have no long-term effect. Eventually, S-Class hero Metal Bat discovers a way to end the alien, which is to crush the marbles in each head. As he loses more heads, the alien calls for an artillery backup, but S-Class hero Tatsumaki is like, pause nigga, take that shit back, hitting the ship with his own projectiles. After some clashing, the alien loses his second to last head, enraging him to slapping away Silverfang like a fly. Meanwhile, Saitama barges into the throne room, where the waiting Lord Boros gives a meh story and flexes as he unlocks his full potential. They repeatedly clash, leading to Boros losing an arm. Meanwhile, back on the ground, average old man Silverfang shrugs off all that damage, and with the assist of S-Class hero Atomic Samurai's Atomic Slash, the marble is revealed and Silverfang takes the opportunity to smash that shit. Back to the Battle of Gods, Boros pops out a new arm before pulling off a freezer and finally revealing his final form, with which he slaps Saitama around before kicking him to the moon. But this nigga jumps back and talks slick before proceeding to land a on this nigga, turning him into a smoothie. But he pulls his shit together and proceeds to use all his energy in a final Kamehameha wave, to which Saitama replies with Serious Weapon! Splitting the wave and the skylines. After using all his energy, this nigga is left a husk and thanks Saitama before crashing along with his ship. As the smoke settled, Class A rank 1 hero pulls through and proceeds to talk the most toxic trash talk out of his ass, pissing off all the S-Class heroes before dipping. With CTA raised, Metal Knight salvaged the ship and expanded the Hero Association HQ, making it big enough to accommodate heroes of Class S and A. With that, we've reached the end of One Punch Man Season 1. What other threats would the planets have to face in the future, and what awaits those threats when they meet One Punch Man? Would they all get one punch into oblivion, or would they actually have a chance? Probably not.